they have a lot of magic damage at the moment, though, on team. So if Xolotl can get some kind of early BKB going, they have some decent pick-off potential between the Centaur and the Tiny at the moment, and Razor is known for picking up, one of these early BKBs. I think with the Oracle. Yeah, and again, that's something else that just negates all the magic damage from team at the moment.
Yeah, a big question mark for me as to if you're going to pick Darkseer, why have you let Oracle through the banning phase, though? I guess they still could have taken the Darkseer, on Team Xolotl. But no, it was Team's ban and pick. So I don't know. I guess they just didn't want to have a Lifestealer be picked into a Darkseer.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm unsure. I mean, there weren't too many position 5s going around at the moment either. Oracle was one of the more popular ones. So
yeah, again,
like you said, with the Darkseer on the other side, not too surprising to see picked. They kind of lack damage at the moment, though, on Xolotl. It was a little bit lackluster. Both teams kind of missing their big punch in physical. Things like PA still in the pool, Terrorblade still in the pool as well. I think TB is an option for team. I think it's Sammy Boy's best hero as well, I think, Terrorblade.
Yeah, you could easily say that. He's a monster on that hero. And had some really good performances in the previous minor with it as well. So yeah, Xolotl need to be having their eyes open for that one as well.
I'm surprised they've banned the Void, though. They don't have a huge amount of damage to dish out into that Crone. No. And it's not like they have bad lockdown. They have this Lion and Earth Spirit available. A little bit weird to me. I've seen team banning some really weird heroes, though, like yesterday as well.
Thyx Mike, dude. He's just... He sees more than the mortal man can see.
We're playing 2D chess, he's playing 8D chess.
Exactly. His mind is above this mortal plane. Our Warden banned out, and Team Xolotl are going to go for a...
What are you going to go for?
Anti-Mage. No, it's a god-awful anti-Mage game, actually.
I think they're going to pick PA.
Okay, that seems more sensible. Yeah,
they just need some kind of hard carry here. They're lacking damage. They've got decent initiation at the moment. Maybe lack team fight a little bit. I think they need something that can play in a tri-lane as well, and PA isn't too bad.
Complexity is who they took a game off. That was it.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Your PA comes through. So team, what are they going to pick? They need their carry as well. Is it going to be...
I think they're going to pick Terrorblade.
TB? Okay.
I'd be very surprised if they didn't. It's a little bit greedy with OD and Terrorblade, but I think, they can just scale towards the late game. They'll be okay.
One thing which does suck about picking PA into OD, though, is that PA's got a terrible mana pool, so if she's ever caught without the BKB up, then OD can just slam down the Sanity's Eclipse, and it can 100% a PA in some situations if he's been hitting people. So that is something to worry about if you are Team Xolotl. You will need to get that BKB online.
They might choose to go for something that's a little bit more in your face, though. But the problem is a lot of those carries have been banned out. Things like the Jug and the Lifestealer. Something that can abuse the Ion Shell combo.
The Troll
is not
work.
Really. Troll's okay. I don't mind Troll. It's a little bit awkward against the Oracle, because he can always just disarm you as well.
It'd be a pretty fun game if they pick Troll as well, because then it's just both kind of super aggro carries and they just can run into each other. I'm into that.
Yeah.
I'm always into that.
You just blink strike on the PA, Troll presses ult, and then they both take their hands off the keyboard and see who wins the man fight.
Pretty much. Also, the Darkseer can surge the Troll inside his ult, which is really nice.
That is.
It's so frustrating when you're playing Troll and then you press your ultimate button and then someone goes invis and your team doesn't have sentries, you're just sitting there screaming at nothing. It's very frustrating. But there's another hero which runs at you. Okay, they're going to go for the Ursa on team to round off their draft, and Sammy Boy will be playing it. Oh, he's got the hat. He's only gone and got the bloody hat. The £2,000 hat or whatever it's... I don't think it's that much. It's like a £200 hat, the Alpine Stalker set. What a baller.
I think they're worried that if they pick this TV with the OD, the Xolotl draft comes online relatively early. So they would have to be a little bit worried there. And so this is the in your kind of face carry that we talked about, where you shove the Iron Shell on him, and you have some kind of early fight potential now with the Ursa. And
and this big screen...
really have...
So the big screaming bear in your face, it's just got OD in the backlines as well, helping you out.
But how do you take it seriously? It's got the hat on.
Yeah, that is true. It's got the set, and we all know the reason the set was originally taken off the market was because it wasn't considered fitting for the character or the game.
Oh yeah, because in recent years we've definitely gone back to
now look at
sets that
literally
are good for every hero in the
lore.
I
think if you mentioned to someone, if you didn't mention the hat to someone, I think that's the last thing they would look at throughout some of these cosmetics in this game. I mean, Tiny's looking like he's got a giant gem on a stick. I mean, come on. But there you go. Back when Valve had standards.
Oh, come on. Can't say that about our overlords. Calm down.
Sorry, sir. Alrighty then. Game 1. Team versus Team Xolotl as they get into this match. Wow. Oh yeah, these Team Xolotl guys, Battle Cup champions like 5 years in a row. Sorry, 5 weeks in a row.
5 years in a row. Wow.
That would be impressive. That would be impressive.
That is impressive.
So, they win Battle Cups, but can they win Majors? Pretty much the same thing.
I like that this Tiny has gone for boots first as well. If you can just take that toss, throw people under towers.
Yeah, he's going to be laning with the Centaur as well, so it's always nice to have that combo between the two of them with this toss into Stomp. Nice little combo there between Geno and Pikachu.
They did place the ward mid on the Tiny as well. And with the boots, he got there relatively quickly. I'm not sure if Ryoya saw that.
Are you going to go and check it? So that's going to come forward. Doesn't look like it.
I think the Dire pinged out the ward on the side that the OD was standing as well. Yeah, they're pinging it again. They think the server ward's there, but
they'll
they're
go and
miss,
check it,
unfortunately.
Oh, they didn't check. Fools! You can check this ward here if you just like basically sit here under the tower range. The tower range is
very true.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. And now Pikachu could be in trouble. The avalanche comes out, and the roll forward from Nusham does connect. Sammy Boy chasing him down, and they will find that kill. Nice play there from the Esprit to roll in and secure that kill for Team, and that'll be first blood. And Geno can only watch. Meanwhile, Hector comes up. He's trying to stop Brax going for this bounty rune as well. Who's got the quicker fingers? It is Brax. So it's going to be 3 bounty runes going to Team to start off this match. A bit of a pain for Team Xolotl here as they get off to a rocky start.
Yeah, and that first bit's a real worry for this Centaur down in the bot lane. The Courier's bringing out an Orb of Venom towards the Ursa after it's delivered the Salve mid. And that's going to make the Centaur's lane absolute hell, because not only does Ursa have huge movement speed bonus on him, with the Orb of Venom movement slow as well, it's going to be absolutely horrendous for the Centaur.
Yeah, might find himself getting run down a little bit in this lane. We'll see how it goes down as the Tiny is actually not coming to this lane just yet. Oh, here he is. Sorry. I was looking elsewhere. My mind was in the game. Mike will have to stun up Pikachu. Pikachu did start with the Avalanche, so there was no toss into Stomp combo just yet. And the Centaur has gone for the Retaliate as well, which, of course, you must.
Yep, absolutely have to. And they didn't reuse the Courier, by the way, so the Orb of Venom's just sat in base. I'm not sure about this.
Oh, yeah. It's just being there. Pretty painful efficiency. Why did it get cancelled?
It got sent mid for the Salve, and then they've obviously forgot to use it again.
Whoops.
Unfortunately.
Flame your mid laner for that one.
This mid lane for OD as well isn't very nice up against the Razor. Obviously you can use the Astral Imprisonment whenever he links you, but it's not really how you want to be using it. You want to be using it to try and secure CS, so kind of just accept that you're going to be losing damage.
Yeah, it's a pretty slow start for him, and there won't be too much recovery for now, but he can jungle now. OD. They can hit the jungle hard, so that's going to be a big turning point, and especially on the Radiant side. You can just nip across to this Radiant camp, the medium camp over here, and get yourself some nice little creeps. It's really quite pleasant. Meanwhile, Brax trying to cut the creep wave with the Ion Shell, but Hector just takes it off. Is very frustrating for him. And now PA comes in as well. The rock is going to roll through Ifrit. Is it enough to slow them down to stop the kill onto Braxel? I'm not too sure. He's going to have another Fortune's End available. They don't need it. They find the kill. They'll put the Iron Shell onto Nusham, but immediately gets purged off. I don't think you're going to find this kill, Nusham, but what else can he do? He rolls forwards, but the PA blocks it, and now they'll look to just chase him down, and that's going to be 2 kills for Ifrit up here in the top lane for the Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, really well played by the PA. Sometimes, so these carries don't really want to be missing the CS under the farm, but when you secure 2 kills for yourself, definitely worth it. Yeah, he did miss a whole wave, but not the end of the world. Oh, mid lane as well. They're going on the Razor. As they dive the line bot at the same time.
Can they kill him? He's getting low. He's dead. Esk will fall in the middle lane to the rotation from Nusham. And that's what we were expecting. That's what we talked about in the draft. You know, this Spirit, his job is to rotate and be a pain. Not just in the top lane, but also in the mid as well.
And you have such easy setup with the Astral. This Mike has to be super careful with his position down this bot lane. Oh, they're going to go on the tiny though.
Rolling in. Is it Mike who has to be careful, or is it Pikachu as he's getting bullied here? And the right click from Alex, Mike will finish him off. They'll let Jano live because he's a centaur. They can't be bothered to kill him. It just takes too damn long. By which time the tiny will be up, and then all sorts of pain will come their way.
Yeah, I was going to say Mike has to be super careful with his positioning in this lane though. You know, even though there's an Ursa, all it takes is an avalanche onto the with a toss onto the center. Lion's not a particularly tanky hero, so if he gets caught out of position, he will just die.
Oh, goodbye to your damage, Arroyo. Although they do roll in and kick back Esk here, but they don't have the damage to deal with him, so it would just be some heavy harassing and sending Esk back to his tower. I guess he can't CS with all that damage now, but still, you know, feels like a bit of a strange rotation from Nushin there.
He has the double Wraith Band though on the Razor now, so he's not really worried too much. It's quite tanky, 900 HP.
Roll forward onto Hector here, but it's actually Centaur in the bottom lane who's taking the most damage as Sammy Boy trying to close the gap. Ix Mike running him down as well. One more right click, but the stomp is well timed from Jano, and that means he will survive. Meanwhile, up at top, Nusham getting away on low HP, but Royoya hasted up coming into this fight. He's got the points in Arcane Orb should he want to use them, but he's going to hold them still with that Astral. Now the Equilibrium comes through. A couple more right clicks, and they will bring down Hector.
Come on, Nusham, you got to be a bro and give that kill to your mid laner.
Oh yeah, he took it. What a
Don't want to steal that one.
Yeah, I don't think there's any chance of Hector surviving there, so maybe a little bit greedy for Nusham not to give that one up, as Royo is struggling a little bit in that mid lane, but we shall forgive him.
He just wants his boots, that's all.
He does. He does.
Cut him some slack.
He's got them now.
I like what this Centaur's doing here as well. He's trying to be efficient. They've given the lane to the Tiny for a sec while he stacks the camp. Going to use the Shrine as well.
Ooh, no. Fireboy able to pick it up in between the Avalanche stuns there.
I'm very surprised he hasn't gone for a point in Earthshock at the moment on Ursa. He's actually gone 0-2-2. Wow. He just leveled up again and still hasn't got it.
And they did fail to get a kill onto the Centaur earlier on, which they would have got had he leveled Earthshock, so...
This Orb of Venom is still on the courier, by the way.
Middle tower is under attack.
Jesus.
That's a little bit triggering.
That is 325 gold, isn't it, to start off the game? Like, that's big money. That's like a lot of your income at the early points. Meanwhile, they divest at mid.
If anybody's angry that that kill got missed, by the way, then don't be, because it's more important that we talk about this Orb of Venom being on the courier.
Agreed.
How do you live like that?
Okay, now he's calling the courier for other stuff, so he's going to be like, oh! An Orb of Venom, golly.
When did I buy that? I mean, maybe he just completely forgot that he bought it because it was the first blood gold.
Yeah.
So he's like, he didn't think he was missing anything from his inventory.
Stun out onto Pikachu as they roll forwards with Nusham, but Jano is here as well. The courier is sitting still.
Nice.
Yeah. There we go. They get it to safety.
Some very strange courier movements going on.
Yeah, usually you see it when someone has it in their own kind of like select, you know, when their selection box their hero. But that was following Nusham, so yeah, someone must have right-clicked Nusham, and then the courier was like, I must follow him.
There's two rotations coming out mid at the moment. Line goes and places a ward. The sentry down, and yeah, it's going to see the observer on the high ground, so going to get rid of that one. Oh, bot lane as well. They're going on the center.
Yeah, Centaur, he's in a lot of trouble. His Ice Mike rotates in as well, and the Ursa will rip through him. Now look towards Pikachu as well, and Cyberboy can close the gap with these face boots, but he still doesn't have Earthshock, so nothing to slow down Pikachu with, and Pikachu will just run away.
Nusham used roll, but it was as the avalanche got casted, so it just got cancelled straight away. Really unfortunate for him. That roll does cancel as soon as he gets hit by a stun.
Yep. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Darkseer does come back to the lane after being forced back several times now. I mean, it's still 33-0, which is pretty good, but, you know, the Oracle hasn't completely shut him down, which is surprising.
I mean, look at the PA, though. That's the worrying thing for Darkseer.
And they're just going to chase him down and, you know, purge off that. He's even having to pop the wall here, because if he doesn't, then he's certainly going to die. But I don't think the wall's going to save him either. He's just trying to get his way through the trees. The heal's coming through from the Purifying Flame. It's going to make it kind of annoying to chase him down. The dagger comes through, but there's the crit from Ifrit to finish the job. They will be able to kill the Darks here. Meanwhile, Cyberboy trying to chase down Jano again, but again, he just runs away because there's no Earthshock. And Pikachu says, get away from me. I'm not nothing to do with you, sir.
He's like, this lane's so much easier now. I have my Orb of Venom.
Yeah, literally, they would have got the kill on the Centaur as well earlier if they didn't. They didn't have the Orb of Venom on the Courier.
True.
Very.
I mean, a big timing this game for the team though is when the supports get the level 6s, and like line with this finger, and you have the Magnetize on the Earth Spirit as well.
Yeah, that's true. There's some big pick-off potential. Especially
with the setups they have. Things like the Darks, they can surge you in. You've got the OD with the Astral as well.
Ix might going for the Tranquils, which, you know, I guess he can stop off with Tranquils before the Aghanins, but...
You want to see the Ags rush, don't you? No mobility, absolutely. No blink.
No. Straight in. I don't mess around.
If we see it this game, I'll lose my mind. So
yeah.
Oh, he's used the Astral mid, and Tiny's rotating around.
But the Avalanche thrown out really early behind Royea, so he just goes, all right, I'll just go the other way. Pikachu can still get a toss off, but there's no target nearby, so it's very awkward. They're actually going to make a turn and play onto him now, and the stun comes through. They'll just hex up, and now comes the Sanities as well. Pikachu taken care of. Esk could be in trouble. Ix Mike, he's got a stun in 5 seconds. But Esk running away, making himself some space with the spells he's got. But in comes the stun. But Xol trying to turn this one around. They're also trying to drain Royeo's damage. They blow up Ix Mike instantly. They got too close to the shrine. And now Royeo will have to TP himself back to his tower to get himself to safety. They won't get any more kills, but still a nice turnaround for Xolotl there to save their Razor and get the kill onto Ix Mike as well. Now Nushim. Pikachu going to toss him under tower. Just a cheeky little play there, no real threat there for kill or anything.
Overlap their stuns on the line and the Earth Spirit as well. Never fun to see. I don't think it would have made a difference in the end, but never mind. It happens. Just got to communicate a little bit better.
Yeah, you know, these guys maybe first time they're playing together today. It's fairly early in NA still, I think. You know, maybe it's like midday or something. No. Well, they 8 hours behind.
Depends what time zone they're in NA.
Like 10.
I think isn't East Coast like 4 hours behind or something? That's where they are, I guess.
True. NA is a big place. America is a big place. And a free place. Got to appease the audience,
this Centaur's being chased down a little bit here. He hasn't got any mana. Not level 6 anyway.
He's got a Mango, but yeah, he's not level 6, so it doesn't really matter. Now stun comes out from Ix Mike, and Cyberboy will run him down. Yeah, it was a little bit awkward there. He got a bit stuck in the trees. I think the pathing wasn't looking too hot either, because the line came in the back, blocking his way out, so the pathing was like, oh, I'm going to go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Just kidding, us now still. Royeo now has himself the Hand of Midas.
Okay, that's good.
Start hitting things.
He's farming pretty well anyway. I mean, he's top of net worth, actually.
He is indeed.
He's doing really well.
By, like, 7 gold, but no, there's the last hit. That changes.
Yeah, we'll keep you constantly updated. Don't worry, it's fine. This Razor's just not really had the effect they were hoping for. That's the problem with the OD Earth Spirit. You know, it's the first 2 picks, and they've tried to counter pick, or at least have somebody that could lane mid to deal with that. Well, so far. Like you said, OD can always just go back to the jungle. Push waves up. Oh, yep. They catch the Centaur with a stun bot.
Oh dear. Yeah, the Fury swipes from the outside really do a good job, and they'll just finger him as he tries to stampede away from that one. Ix Mike says, no, sir. You do not get away. And,
yeah, that was nice by Mike, though.
Hector! The disarm, but that's going to run out, and now what? Sammy Boy finds another kill there. Freebie comes in. However, now the turnaround's coming. Ix Mike, though, tossed into duration for a stun, but Sammy Boy's pretty deep in the trees here, and Ifrit, Pikachu, and Esk are all on top of him. Trying to make his way through the trees, but there's the tower, fires a bolt, and Ifrit will be on top of him, and down goes Sammy Boy. Ifrit will be happily taking that kill.
It's a lot of space there. This tier 1 mid's almost down. And Nusha might just look to commit to this one now.
Oh, he's
going to TP. If Jano can get the deny...
Only stones hit towers.
Please. he can get the deny, this would be massive. Anushin gets the regen rune. He's going to go for it.
Oh, no. Now he might be dead. Jano on top of him here with those retaliate stacks as well coming in. I hate how tiny the retaliate animation is. They really need to make it a little bit more pronounced, I feel. It's like,
yeah, it needs to glow red because it does so much fucking damage.
It's 156%, you know? It's nothing to shake a stick at, so I really think it should be a little bit more like, I don't know, visible.
It's crazy, honestly. I hate it.
Top lane, there's a bit of a fight going on. And by a bit of a fight, I mean a kill. They have murdered Hector in cold blood. In comes Pika 2 with the Avalanche coming through. Yep, Nushim trying to get himself away, but the toss forward will secure that kill. And Eska's got himself 112 damage. This ain't a guy you want to mess with right now. Alex Mike knows this. He's getting into the trees. He's TP'd himself away. Avalanche not even available. He could guess for it. Meanwhile, Jano queues up a blink on the Centaur.
Yeah. Ursa's gone for this Vlad's first as well. I was assuming he was just going to go for Blink. It feels like one of these games where he could just blink on anybody and kill them relatively quickly, but he's gone for the Vlad's first instead. So maybe look towards that Roche relatively soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, it unlocks the Roche potential, which is always nice.
But why couldn't he have gone Blink then, Vlad? You know, I'm just wondering.
Earlier Roche potential. You never know.
Yeah, just in case the PA took it at level 7. Just in case.
Just got to beat her up. Beat her to it.
Yeah, he's level 10 now, though. I mean, she's kind of just been jungling for quite a while now. Almost has that Deso, which we do see being preferred a lot of the time now to the Battle Fury after it lost a little bit of damage.
Yep. Lion looks at the courier. Nothing more. Smoked up. Esk realised something's going on here and gets himself under tower.
Yeah, they really want to use this finger again to secure a kill. Has such a long cooldown, you want to be using it whenever you can.
Stampede being used. They want to try and catch out Royoya here. Double damage on the Tiny as well. He does dodge out the rock, and now the Ava toss, right click. It's enough to bring down Royoya. IX Mike is going to drop as well. There's Team Xolotl taking quite a lot here and looking for even more, but they're not going to chase any further than this. There's a tier 1 tower in the way. They'll have to deal with that first.
Yeah, they're not fighting around their strongest hero at the moment in the Ursa, and that's because he doesn't have this blink, so he can't really fight at this point. He's TPing in now, but
yeah, going into this fight, the vacuum wall, Jano could be in trouble here, but they're just going to drums himself away using that movement speed. Nice stomp from him as well. I don't think Jano's getting out from this one though. He doesn't have the stampede, so they can just keep an eye on him. Where's the roll? It's coming in. He's going to the other direction, keeping sure he's not coming back. Yeah.
Here comes Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Yeah, really, really fast. And down goes Jano.
I mean, this game's going okay though for Xolotl, honestly. They're a little bit behind. But as long as this PA keeps farming, they play with these BKB timings that we talked about. Centaur's having a horrid time. But when he gets his blink, his game's completely different.
Absolutely.
It's all about,
playing
around your power
spike. By the way. I feel like you saw that one.
I did.
Yeah, Ifrit jumped on top of him and he kicked Ifrit away, but it didn't really matter. And now there's a Desolator out on the Phantom Assassin, a 16-minute Deso, not bad. And queuing up the BKB immediately, which really gives you some kind of insight into how Xolotl want to play this one. In your face, getting up and fighting a lot, because that's what they need to do. They've got the Razor Tiny matchup, heroes. But then again, against an Ursa OD, I think the OD is basically the biggest threat in this game.
Yeah, I'm really hoping this Razor, he's got a Blade Mail queued up at the moment, but I'm hoping he goes for an early BKB as well. And they just look to try and fight as early on as possible. You know, contest this Roche that the Ursa's going to want to do as well. Who has his blink coming on the courier now? I think we need an Ursa camp. They have a smoke? Nushim's got one if they want to use it. Just going to go into the pit. And Dire have just used their scan there already, so I'm sure they're going to know it's going to be going on at some point, but I'm not sure if they can stop it.
Thank God they found that Invis rune. There was a game yesterday where the Sven got a... ooh, Jano is spotted out here. They pumped the stun, but Alex Mike doesn't throw it down. He's just flying around with that surge. Yeah, Nushim's just, he's got the Iron Shell on him, so he's just bleeding Ifrit's health away, following him around. And he's like, something's not right here. Meanwhile, Sammy Boy takes Roshan, and the Stampede used a little bit too late, and now the vacuum wall is very nice. It's going to lock them down. IX Mike, though, gets blown up almost immediately. Sammy Boy gets taken care of, as well as Team Xolotl. They don't care about this back wall. Hector, they're just laying damage into this guy, and he is going to blow up. Yeah, Royo, yeah, pretty scary right now with that Yasha coming forward, surged up, chasing down S. Doesn't do a ton of damage here because he's pretty low on mana. Just blows up, disappears under the PA. Sammy Boy trying to fight up, will at least kill Pikachu. Janet going to drop as well. Now it's a 3-on-2 though. I think Xolotl need to get themselves away, and S, well, it won't be that easy. He's going to drop. The PA, the only one left, trying to go for a TP on the high ground. Is there a roll available? Yes, there is, but it's too late. PA makes it out just about by the skin of her teeth.
Very close, and this Earth Spirit has a vessel coming out on the courier now as well. So it's going to be very, very nice here against these tanky cores in the Centaur. Even the PA, it's always going to be nice.
Yeah,
what a fight, though.
It's also, I believe it works versus the Oracle as well, so if you put it on him just at the end of False Promise, or even, I'm not sure it works during False Promise, actually.
Maybe it does.
Yeah, oh, pretty neat.
But all the healing's calculated at the end, so...
Okay, so you might as well do it at the end then.
Yeah, you might as well just do it at the end.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So the Razor's TPing in here. Looks like they're trying to set up something towards top side, and Ursa did lose his Aegis.
Like, blown up instantly. Yeah, Sammy Boy is playing so deep here, he didn't realise he's lost his Aegis.
Yeah, he's got Blink up. He can just blink TP away.
Trees, TP out of there. He's going to be okay. Darkseer gives his life for the cause. What a guy.
But, I mean, the other good thing about this fight is Centaur was farming bot the whole time. So while they've been having a great time in the top, taking this fight, Jano's finally picked up his Blink. He's very far behind this game. Even sitting below the Earth Spirit net worth at the moment. So he's kind of just a Blink stun stampede at this point. Not going to really have those... You're not going to have those tanky team items that we see, like the Crimson on the Darkseer at the moment. From Jano for a little while.
And it's really kind of hard to be an OD in this patch, I think, sometimes, because you, especially like kind of around this 19-minute mark, like the 19-minute mark if you go Midas, because you do have these fights where you kind of run out of mana kind of early on, and then you're like, oh, I'm not doing any damage with my orbs, which I'm used to seeing blow people up with Arcane Orb. Suddenly not doing anything. Very awkward. Meanwhile, Esk actually gets blown up by a double damage Ursa up in the top lane. Never pleasant.
He loses 168 damage, but it doesn't matter because he's got a double damage rune.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Brax now has a Crimson Guard as well, so really early Crimson Guard from this to try and counteract the PA's physical damage.
True.
And the Razor.
And this Tiny... Oh, Tiny just picked up his Blink. Okay, I was going to say, that's... he looks very poor. A tranquil stick bottle 20 minutes into the game.
What's happened to you, Saw?
Jana's desperately trying to find something on this Centaur at the moment. I think he got spotted by the Radiant Observer there on the river. And Dire just completely playing around this bot half of the map where all their vision is at the moment. They're so scared of this Ursa. He is showing a lane at the moment. You know, I'm sure Sammy Boy will disappear into the night very soon.
Do you reckon Ursa gives Centaur 13 retaliate stacks before he kills him?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
No, I think he died before that.
Yeah. That's sad.
What are they going to do? Like, I don't know if the Dire can fight anymore. I think they just need to keep this PA farming and get to their points with the BKBs, and then maybe they can take a fight then. But
well, smoke up from Team. They're wrapping in from behind. Xolotl, I don't think they expect this one, but in they go. Avalanche is going to land onto both, and now comes Crimson Guard. Mike just trying to get away on the back lines. Meanwhile, they blow up Hector immediately. Another look towards Esk as well. Nusha and Sammy Boy running down the Razor. They will be successful in getting that kill. Meanwhile, Pikachu gets blown up in the backline. Xolotl, they've been kind of torn apart here as they lose 4. Only the Centaur survives.
They have complete vision advantage to that fight, but the Centaur pops Stampede, and just as PA blinks in on top of Mike to try and start getting hits off, he gets the instant Earth Spike and stuns them both. Follow up with the finger and the OD, Sanity's Eclipse, and PA just blows up.
Yeah.
You really need BKB. And when you get your BKB, like when you get your BKB, you might actually be able to get your damage off, but until that point, it's so difficult.
Meanwhile, the final hero on the side of Xolotl, the one survivor of that team fight, does actually get picked up in the end by Sammy Boy, who just jumps him in lane. He's now got a Basher as well, so very tricky to survive an onslaught from this Ursa.
this playstyle where it's heroes like Slark as well, things like Ursa, where you get this like vision in the enemy's jungle on the top side, and then you farm really aggressively. Like, you're taking farm away from them because it's on their side of the map. But whoever tries to come and contest you, you can just kill them by yourself. They have to contest you with more than one hero to try and deal with you. And whoever shows up otherwise is free food for the bear.
Yep. Kyra and Yasha. And now Mystic Staff picked up from Roya as well. I love this item on OD, the Kyra and Yasha. It's awesome. It gives you attack speed, gives you int, and you know, decreased spell cost, decreased mana reduction. All good things.
Yeah,
I like
nice.
Ondusa as well.
Normally, I would say I'd like that he could go for the Hex next, but I think the Shivas is definitely the right choice. Like, the only real worry you have this game is the PA. So as long as you can get some extra armor going, you haven't really got anything to fear.
Yeah, it does help out. It does help out. What do you feel about Kyra and Yasha on Ondusa, by the way?
It's okay. A lot of people have been going Manta though at the moment, which I think it just depends on the game. I think, like, when you're playing against TB, for example, you really need the Manta to get rid of reflection. There's so many different things you have to take into account.
The mana loss reduction works with spell shield though, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's like a kind of 16% extra tankiness for a shield. I don't know.
It's very nice, but it's very expensive for what it is.
True.
You tend to want the strength more now anyway, just to tank you up a little bit more, because you don't get the level 20 Mala talent like you used to.
Well, then go Sanjin Kaya.
Yeah, but then you want the Yasha for the farm speed.
Then go both.
Why don't you just go Sanji Yasha Kaya?
If only.
It's going to be the next level item.
It should be.
Dire's middle tower is under
They should have to
attack.
have 2 of each though to make it.
It's like the pieces of Exodia. Do you remember that in like Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you get them all, the game's just over.
Just the Sanjin Yasha and Kaya gods just awaken and run down the mid lane.
Yeah, so like each one costs like Sanj, Kaya, and Yasha will cost like 2,000 gold, right? And then you need like a 30,000 recipe, and then you just win the game.
Okay.
I can see it.
I think that'd be really entertaining.
Like someone's about to take the throne, and all of a sudden they just finish this item, and the game's just over.
Radiant's
Alchemist now
middle
meta.
tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
Brown boots. 29k gold in the bank. Guys, I've nearly won. Just hold a little longer. Smoke up from Xolotl here, coming forwards. PA leading the charge with a brand new BKB, fresh off the shelf.
Look at
She wants to
Mike,
make it
though.
work. Yeah, Alex Mike in the perfect position to... Not that he realised, I think, but he did actually pop that one. Blur now used from Ifra. I don't think Mike saw that. Now Pikachu, his gets popped as well. He's popping them all, but I don't think he knows what's going on here. And Tiny blinks to the high ground. They still haven't seen him. Mike now going to TP out in the trees, and he gets away with it.
That's a fantastic play by Mike there. He knew exactly.
Meanwhile,
what
they
was
try and go
coming.
onto Sammy Boy here, but the Crimson Guard is out onto him. He's just taking no damage here, especially with that Enrage helping out as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Ifrit getting very desperate to make something out of this. She pops out BKB for absolutely nothing.
That's a 10-second BKB. And honestly, that play by Mike, he just completely read the situation there. He went to try and break the smoke. He was just like patrolling the high ground. Even though he didn't see them at first, he knew something was going to be happening.
Yeah. And then into the trees, TP out, absolutely safe. Meanwhile,
top
Pikachu
lane.
playing around with Nusham here, and in comes Royoya. Here's the heavy damage, and Pikachu doesn't stand a chance. Can't even get a right click off before he's dead. Royoya cleans up, and they will TP themselves out in the trees. Jano thinking of coming up and lending a helping hand, but it's too little too
Dire's
late.
top tower is under attack.
He's actually got Octarine Core queued up on OD next. And do you know why he's doing this?
Why is he doing this, MoFarah?
To reduce the cooldown of Midas.
Neat.
Dire's bottom tower
That's the
is
only
under
reason.
attack.
Yeah, no.
It's a very
checks out.
expensive Midas booster.
Dire's
But you know.
bottom tower has fallen.
Efficiency. When will that pay off? Please do the maths.
Oh god, I'm not doing that. Come on.
Dire's
EU
bottom
math, we're
tower
EU, we're
is
casting an
under
NA game. You know, NA math, it just doesn't work. It's like different languages.
Doesn't translate.
Yeah, exactly. And Roche is about to be up here. I think Ursa might just walk into the pit slightly too early. And then it spawns.
Dire's bottom tower is
Okay,
under
well, that's unfortunate.
Oh no, he's not. I mean, why would you check again? But
And he knows it's up really soon, though, if it wasn't up then. So he's just going to play around the pit. You see they're all kind of perched around.
I'm in the habit now of always checking Roche twice, because the amount of times where I've been like, surely Roshan was going to be up there, and then I watch the replay and it spawns when I walk out the pit. So I always like walk out the pit and then wait a second and then go back in again, and it sometimes, you know, yet to pay off, but I'm sure it will soon. They now spot out this Roshan, and yep, they will get to work, but Xolotl, they are gathering. The storm clouds are closing in on this Roshan pit. Team, are they ready for this? Well, Mike is positioned pretty well.
At the moment, by the way.
Yeah, the invisible spot.
Oh
dear! Jano jumps in, but Sammy Boy eats him alive. The storm doesn't come off. The Sammy Boy just pops the BKB and tears him apart. Now S popping his own BKB, trying to drain the damage off that Ursa, but they will stampede themselves, but it's a defensive one at that, although not for S, because he just runs into everybody here. The Ursa hasted up, chases down everybody, and now jumping back on Pikachu here. He's going to use the Avatar's combo to try and force back the Ursa as Royoyo comes flying through. Now he's hasted forwards as well. These surges just cannonballing these heavy hitting cores into the side of Team Xolotl, and these hits, they can't withstand it. They will have to back off from Roshan, and it will belong to Sammy Boy.
The problem is, if this PA doesn't get any kills during the BKB duration, he's not going to get any at all. Like for any other point in the game now, it feels like. And the Centaur just doesn't have anything apart from Phase Blink, and when you're 30 minutes into the game almost, that's just... It's not enough. You know, you really need these utility items that we've seen so many of the top teams rely on. Things like Crimson and Pipe.
And
Poor Ifrit. Poor Ifrit.
He wasn't ready for the OD Nusham gank.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Shout out to everybody, all my Year of the Pig brothers, by the way. Happy New Year. Year of the Pig, it's the Year of the Pig now.
Oh, yeah.
It's my year.
Yeah.
This is my year, you heard it. This is...
Nice. Thought that was the Year of the Crusader.
Alright, don't get up on your high horse over there, Mr. Arkle.
Thank you.
Dire structures are fortified.
Dude, it felt so good playing Tier 5 Battle Cup, I can't tell you. It was hilarious.
You're a horrible person. I kind of feel like it could be like a Dota sitcom, the Crusader and the Archon.
Yeah.
Like kind of Dumb and Dumber. Oh, no, that's kind of harsh.
This poor Oracle. He might just die here. I didn't see what is.
Good.
Oh, he's just...
Easy.
Okay.
Not even close. And there's your Octarine core. Cool. What's this Midas? Oh, 67.5 second cooldown.
Cold and sweet.
What a time to be alive.
Yep. What you really need is Drow with the, was it 50%?
Look at they go for this.
Yeah, Maiko. Oh, the vacuum with the stun! Sammy Boy gets in and they just clean up everybody. Goodness me, GG is called. And what a convincing end to a game. Oh god, they all come up onto the high ground and just get annihilated. Well, I didn't get the 5-man stun, but I got the 5-man ground spike and it was just as good.
I was going to say, do you know the only thing that could have made that better was the actual Lion Axe? It would have just been amazing.
Wow, that was a convincing end to the game.
I mean, they were constantly farming. As soon as Ursa got the blink, the game just felt like it completely changed. And even though they got this BKB on the PA, they couldn't really find anything with it. You know, your Centaur was always playing from behind this game. He gets his blink too late. You can't really make plays on the map without the blinks on the Centaur or the Tiny. You can't start fights without them. So how are you ever going to pick off these heroes? And even if you do, you're only killing Mike.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, exactly.
Does it matter?
That's the problem. It really doesn't. Alrighty, well, Team take game one in a rather convincing fashion. 30 minutes and 30 seconds with 32 kills. And that does mean Team Xolotl backs against the wall now. 1 game away from elimination from the major qualifiers. It's going to be a pretty tense game 2 for them. But the series will be continuing here, so stick around as we get into game number 2 very shortly. See you in a sec.